Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you all are from any part of the world. And very warm welcome, and thank you so much for taking some time off to our ongoing series on purity. And today's the topic of the series is the light of purity. And we are so fortunate today that we have the Sister Asha with us. She's our guest speaker. Originally, she's from Delhi, India, but today she's here with us in Dallas. And I got honored to introduce her today. And with love, we call Asha Didi. So I'm gonna say Asha Didi. Asha Didi is the director of the Brahma Kumari's Om Shanti Retreat Center, located just outside Delhi, India. She is also the national coordinator of Administrator Service Wing of Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation. Asha Didi graduated from Bangalore University with an MA in sociology and worked as a lecturer for several years. In 1973, she dedicated her life to the service to humanity with the Brahmakumaris. In 1985, she represented the organization at the UN's Decade for Women Conference in Nairobi. In 1989, she was selected as an outstanding young person of the world by Junior Chambers International USA for her invaluable contribution towards peace. She has traveled throughout the India and to USA, UK, and many other countries as a speaker and has lectured in numerous public and private sectors and public forums. And our moderator today is our lovely sister Philippa Beckham, and she is a journalist and radio presenter. Having worked for BBC Radio in the UK for many years, including 7 years as one of the voices of Women's Hour, she is now the coordinator of a national project, 100 Women of Spirit, which recognizes the spiritual contribution to society made by women. She is an ordained interfaith minister and has studied Raj Yoga meditation with the Brahma Kumaris more than 40 years. So now, not too long wait, I'm having Asha Didi.
Hello, and a very good morning, a very good day to everyone in Dallas and to everyone tuning in. Thanks to Sister Ami for that introduction. I wasn't able to hear you, Sister Ranjan, but I'm sure the people in Dallas were able to hear you. And firstly, congratulations on 25 years of service in Dallas. Huge congratulations. Silver anniversary, very special anniversary. Can I just check with you, Asha Didi? Are you hearing me okay? Maybe just wave your hand if you can hear me okay. You are able to hear me, but so I will say hello, Om Shanti, and welcome to our session on the light of purity. Bit more volume. Is it possible for Asha Didi to have a bit more volume?
No, it's okay.
Now it's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you still hearing your own voice coming back to you?
It doesn't matter. I will adjust.
You will adjust. Sometimes people take out one ear. If it's distracting, you can maybe just take out one ear and then it's not quite so intense.
Okay.
Fabulous. Okay. So, silver anniversary, silver jubilation, congratulations. And it is so lovely, as I'm sure has been said by Ami and by Ranjan, that we have Asha Didi with us in person in Dallas. This really is for us a very special occasion. We've been doing this series for over 2 years now, and I think we have spoken to you before, Asha Didi, on this series, but now here you are in person, and it's a very special day for the whole Brahmakumaris because we're celebrating the memorial of one of our very special Didis, Dadi Prakashmani, and we will talk about her in a little while. But first of all, do you want to just say a few words for us, Asha Didi, about how your tour in America is going? Is it quite a whistle-stop tour for you?
No, I have been here several times, but not to Dallas. Dallas the first time. And I returned to Chicago after 35 years. 35 years. So at that time, Brother Eric was there and Sister Pratima. And we had little program. The center was just starting. But I've been to America 3-4 times. Yeah. So in Chicago, it was very nice.
So
We had the inauguration of a new center, which is going to be the retreat center island. And it's a new property that has been brought. And nearly 11 acres of land. So it's a huge thing. Family was beautiful. And program was lovely. So it was nice.
Wonderful. Very, very nice. Well, I had the really good fortune to be with you at ORC in Delhi in February this year for the Shiv Shakti Leadership Retreat, which is an experience that touched our hearts so much. And we're still working through all the things that we learned. But it seems that you bring ORC with you wherever you go, and you create that same lovely, special energy that we have enjoyed so much in ORC. So I feel like we're getting a little flavor of ORC this morning as well. So our topic today is the light of purity. And in over 2 years, we haven't had this topic. We haven't taken up this topic before. So I'm very interested to see where we go with this. But maybe you could begin by just giving us your initial take on what we mean by the light of purity. I know in the Christian tradition, we have the halo, the tradition of showing a halo, a circle of white light over the head of a saint or a holy person, which in a way is an illustration of the purity that they carry, the halo of light. But how do you understand this connection between purity and light?
I feel that what Baba has taught us right from day one, children, purity is your birthright. Purity is a blessing. Purity is power. And purity is also the very nature of the soul. This is you. As Baba's children, this is the first quality. Baba says, on the very first day, you are pure, you are yogi. This is the first blessing that we receive. And when we sit in meditation, at that time also, we give ourselves a thought that I am a pure being. I'm pure. And not only we tell ourselves, we try to experience it also. Over the years, we forgot that this is our nature. So when Baba told us about it, we start making efforts for it. And what happens is, purity slowly, slowly, slowly reflects itself through our personality. Baba has given us the aim of having two crowns, crown of light and crown of might. One that represents sovereignty, and the other one that represents your real self, holiness, excellence, and holiness. Two things. So when I ponder over this question, I recall one question that I had asked Dadi Gulzar. Dadi, in your trance visions, how do you recognize that this is a pure soul, this is a very nice soul, this is a sinful soul? How do you recognize? Soul is a point of light. It is a point of light. How do you recognize? Then Dadi gave her experience. She said that when she looks at the souls, then the ones who are very pure, they shine bright. Bright. And those who are not, little dull. And those who are really not very good, they're very dull kind of light. Ash colored, that he said. So it signifies the quality of the soul, the percentage of purity. And when it comes to this, we know that our complete form, when we are totally complete, pure, we are having two crowns, crown of light and crown of might. When I say light, I do not mean that there will be some light that will be reflected. No, but it is symbolic of magnetic pull, charisma, where when you get into the company of that person, you yourself start feeling very pure. Because purity is such a quality, such a dharana, which makes you also, the other person who is coming in your contact, makes her or him also feel that iota of purity. In what sense? Many examples we have from Baba's life. When someone wanted to kill Baba, he couldn't see anything. He was able to see only light, light, and light. Nothing else. Shall we say that it was the magic of Baba? Shiv Baba? No. When a soul is living that life of purity, deep purity, then body consciousness totally disappears. And there is only and only feeling of light and lightness also, both kinds of light. Attraction, pull, and also weightless. Weightless means where you are not having any burden on your head. That is also lightness. So this is how I connect purity with lightness. More pure a person is, more is likely to be their magnetic pull, spiritual pull. We have several stories also where people living in the forest, the sannyasis, they were able to pull people from the cities. How could they do that? They were not speaking to anyone. They were not saying anything. They were not asking for food. But how did it happen? When a person is pure, purer, 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 they send vibrations of purity all around. And the atmosphere becomes very sublime, very beautiful, very pulling. And this is how purity works. It is this light.
I love
I
that.
call this light.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that description you give of the magnetic pull of purity, because I have experienced that. And it's perfect that we're discussing this topic of the purity of light on the 25th of August, because that is the day that we remember the passing of Daddy Prakash Mani, whose name means the jewel of light. And I had the fortune of spending many years with Daddy Prakash Mani, and I remember this quality she had, that when she walked in a room, it was as if 1,000 light bulbs lit in the room. It was like light came into the room, and you couldn't take your eyes off Daddy. She had this magnetic attraction that you talk about. She made everyone feel light. She made everyone feel joyful. She had this charisma that you're mentioning now. And I wonder why you think it was that Daddy G had so much light about her, because we had many other daddies who were amazing in their own ways, but they didn't quite have that light up the room quality that Daddy G had. What was so special about Daddy G that she was able to do that?
With due respect to all the daddies were like that. But today is our daddy's day, so the qualities that I see, dear brother and sister, there are 3 words in Hindi: Nirmal, Swachh, Shuddh, and 4th one you can also say that stands for purity, Pavitra. And there is one more word, which is Pavan. And I don't find any English word for it, but I'll explain. When I see Dadiji, life of purity, when you stand before Dadi, I remember when I was just studying, because I've known Dadi right from my childhood. But as you grow, you become mature, and you recognize, realize, and experience those beautiful things. So I always used to like Dadi's drishti. Dadi's drishti was so soothing, so pure, so pulling. I always used to say to Daddy, I do not want any gift. I only want your drishti. And she used to give me drishti. One day, she said to me, Asha, are you a Bhagat? I said, definitely not. I'm not a Bhagat. From that day, I changed my mind. But what was so special in Dadi? She saw you as you are. She did not see any weakness. That is Nirmal. It is not only seeing, she did not keep it in her heart. Mal means weakness, Nirman without. So there was nothing that Dadi would ever keep in her heart and mind. That is Nirmalta. Purity is reflected through this Nirmalta. Then Swachh. Swachh means clean. So clean. Dadi, you tell Dadi, look, that soul has done this. When that soul comes before you, you have to tell her or him something. But Dadi was so pure. When that person came, Dadi met that person with the same thing without keeping anything. So she was so clean. She was not get influenced and affected by anything. So this is what means by swachhata. And shuddha is totally pure. Seeing the things as they are, presenting the things as they are. And you can see this when Dadi used to read Murli to us. If someday there was something which Baba was saying for teachers, Dadi will not edit it. She would just say whatever is there, she would just present it in the same. Because when it comes to passing on something from Baba, it has to be given in the purest form. And one beautiful and very powerful thing which Dadi did while reading Murli was she would never let her personality work at that time. She would subdue her personality and let Baba's versions, Baba's personality come up. This is what is called Shuddhata, where you are not affecting the Murli, where you are not affecting your talk, where you are not affecting your behavior by your own personality, your own whims and fancies, your own assumptions, and no, in the cleanest form, purest form is given. So I understand from Dadi's thinking, these three special things were there. And I can add one more, and that is pure innocence. I would say the height of purity is innocence, because Baba always says to us that deities will be royal Buddhus. Royal Buddhu means they will be totally pure. They're unaware of all that goes around. Pure, viceless, not even having the knowledge of vices. That is purity. And this was seen in Dadi's life, Dadi's personality.
That's a very useful set of guidelines for us who are walking on this path and would like to come some way close to having that that purity that we're talking about here, that we saw in Dadiji. And you've mentioned Nirmal, not holding weaknesses, Swachh, Shuddha. A lot of these words are to do with cleanliness, and we do talk about having a clean heart. And I get the image there of a piece of crystal that's clean so that the light can shine through the heart. Could you say a few words about what we understand by this idea of a clean heart? And how does that affect the light of our purity to have a clean heart?
Clean heart, I would say, is such a one where you are knowing about a person, let's say, you know what the weakness is, what the follies, what wrongs the person has done. But it is the power of purity that enables you to keep your heart clean. Cleanliness, and when it comes to the cleanliness of the heart, it is a godly quality we experience when we meet Baba. Baba does not keep anything in his mind. His heart is so clean that we can confide in him, have faith in him, seek guidance from him, believe him. So clean heart means keeping oneself free from all the waste, negative, useless kind of things. Just as you gave the example of crystal, clean water, mirror, we can see our image. In water, we can read newspaper. Similarly, clean heart means this. Now, it is very easily said, but Dadi is number one in practicing it, leaving aside Baba and Mama. Baba, he used to not look at the weakness, although the teacher has spoken about the weakness. But when the soul comes in front of Baba, Baba keeps it aside, looks at the future of the soul, and blesses the soul. The cleanliness. It takes efforts, and it means that we have to be constantly aware of what we are keeping in our minds. Baba says, waste thoughts, negative thoughts. Now we know these two very well. We are Brahmins, now we no more have negative thoughts. I believe so. And when it comes to waste, yes, waste thoughts can be there. They can be of the past, they can be of the future, and so on. But on one level, we have to work more. And that is ordinary kinds of thoughts. Ordinary thoughts also take away our energy, time. Why? Something with which I have no concern. If I just simply think about it, why this flower vase has been kept like this? Oh, its color does not match with the wall of the room, and so on. Why? Dadi Gulzar used to tell us about this. We are not ordinary people. So our thoughts should also not be ordinary. They should always be constructive. So when you say clean heart, I mean that we have to free ourselves from ordinary ones also. Otherwise, it is unnecessarily stacking the self with all these ordinary kinds of things. And when ordinary things are there, light cannot shine.
I think in our everyday lives, we can see how, as you say, we sometimes see something that isn't right, but we don't need to hold on to it in our heart. We don't need to talk about it with others. If somebody has done something wrong to me, then I don't have feelings that something bad should happen to them, or that I should be able to forgive them easily, so that I'm not holding on to that in my heart. So we keep our heart light in a way. And as you're saying with Daddy Prakashmani, who we're talking about, I've heard many stories where sisters would say to Daddy, somebody has done this thing wrong, and they would say, I'm going to bring this person in front of you, Daddy, and you are to tell them that this isn't okay. And by the time that person came, Daddy had forgotten all about it, and she was just being lovely and giving praise. And the person was like, why are you not telling her? But for Daddy, she had moved on already. It was no longer in her heart. So that's a lovely quality. Just for those who are maybe joining this program for the first time, when we say the word Daddy, we're using this Hindi word which means elder sister. And in our Brahmakumaris organization, we have many of the elder sisters. Dadi Gulzar has been mentioned. She was another sister. And when we talk about Baba, then that is Brahma Baba, who was the founder of the organization. And we also use this same word Baba to refer to the divine. It's a word that just means father. So yeah, if you're not familiar with these words, then I'll try and explain them as we go along. But Asha Didi, there's this purity of light also makes me think about our body of light, our angelic form. And you told the story of the sannyasi who was able to invoke people to come to him in the forest through his purity. And in the same way, our body of light, our angelic form, is able to give a feeling of purity, give a vision of purity, can send vibrations of power and light into the world without us physically going to that place. How does it work that we reach a stage where our ability to shine that light is so powerful that other people get a vision, they get a feeling of it, even from a distance? How does that work?
We have this experience. It has worked before. How when the yajna began, then how Baba pulled the souls. Similarly, Baba says this has to happen. And for this, today, as Baba said, today you can take any blessing of your choice. You will get that blessing. Similarly, making use of that blessing. So, considering the self, that I am an instrument, medium, going to forget about glorifying Baba. Forget. Forget about giving sakash to the world. I believe that I have to work on myself. When we work on the self, then automatically what you are, you vibrate. And when you are sitting, those vibrations reach. I would like to cite one example. There were there was a sister in Punjab at that time when the terrorists were very active. They sent a letter asking the sister to bring some. To cut the long story short, she was under the siege of these terrorists. They wanted money she did not have, so they wanted her to kill, wanted to kill her. So she said, okay, I'm fine. You can kill me, but let me sit in the remembrance of my God for 2 minutes. When that sister sat down on the road, they were 5 in number. For 2 minutes, the sister was totally lost in Baba's remembrance. Someone said, one of them said, oh, he's not able to see her. He is able to see only light. Other one said, I'm able to see Guru Nanak. Third one said, I'm able to see a goddess. How did it happen? I get the inspiration from this instance that when we in depth, I don't say that sister was 100% pure, 100% this thing, no. But when she invoked that power of purity, when she invoked Baba, when she got in pure communion with Baba, she was able to do that. Similarly, we children, the more and more and more we work on ourselves, making ourselves purer and purer, we don't have to sit down and give sakash. While moving around, we'll be able to do that. That's vibrations will go. People will feel that you are a goddess. People will feel that there is light. People will get the vision of their Divine Father. Who knows? So let us work on ourselves, and Baba will make use of us to give visions to others. When we sit in the remembrance in this form, we vibrate purity, we vibrate love, we vibrate peace, and they get transmitted in the atmosphere. So slowly, 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 we have one program, what is called International Meditation Day, collective meditation. What do people feel? They feel there is something. They watch from a distance, there is something. So let us work on ourselves, I would say, and Baba will make use of us for giving visions to others or giving those experiences.
So when you're saying Baba here, you're meaning the Supreme Being,
Yes.
the One, the Divine One, who is available to us all the time to tune into and to connect through the power of our thoughts and really experience the purity of the Supreme Being. And it's interesting that you're saying that our duty is to just make sure we are vibrating with that frequency rather than necessarily specifically sending our light to a war situation or to somebody who is, we know who is in need. Can we do that as well? Or would you say it's better to just be a transmitter of pure light and let divine use that light and take it wherever it's needed?
This question, what you have asked me, we in Delhi, teachers have our own class. So I am talking of nearly 35 years back, 40 years back, maybe. when we were talking to Dadi Gulzar, and it was Big Didi who was undergoing surgery in Bombay. And we were asked to sit in meditation for her. Now, when we discussed, then Dadi Gulzar, long discussion, but I'll give you the essence. Dadi Gulzar, in essence, said, we need not invoke any soul in front of us and give drishtiyam or power of yoga. No. No, Didi has her own power of yoga. Our power is not more than her. Baba has his own powers. Brahma Baba, Mama, we don't give them any powers. But what happens is, Dadi said, we sit in the remembrance of Baba. Baba, we are sitting with this purpose, and then Baba gets the further things done. It is not that we give power to that soul, but it is kind of cooperation that is being extended to her. So when we sit in meditation, we just sit in front of Baba, in the remembrance of Baba, and with the thought that Baba, I'm sitting with this purpose, and that's it. And then all the other things are done by Baba.
It's interesting because, in a way, the Supreme, the Divine One, has all the power, is almighty authority, can send light to whoever, can, in a way, doesn't need any help from us to do the work of the divine. And yet it's important that we are still radiating that light. So I wonder if God can do his or her work by themselves. Is the work that we are doing in sending out light, is that really for our own upliftment and benefit as much as for world upliftment? Is it really part of our own progress that we have this practice? Because Baba doesn't need us in that way.
It is basically for us, but we are a family. If one family member needs our cooperation, so this is how we extend that cooperation. But the Baba is there for us, and Baba gives sakash to the soul. Baba gives power to the soul. We give only cooperation.
So the image I'm getting in a way is that we help create a little network of light. So each one is like a sparkling diamond around the world, and together that extends the light of the Supreme out into the world. So we become, in a way, the channels for that light to anchor into this physical world through our lives and through the work that we do. Because we say it's by changing our sanskaras that we change the world. And so it's important that each one of us goes on this journey towards complete light of purity, because that in itself is what will bring about a shift and a transformation in the world. So nothing is wasted. The world will benefit from us doing this.
Yes. Sometimes it is also heard, and from the experiences of some souls, that how Baba showed them the light, Baba showed them the way. They did not know the Brahmakumaris, They did not know anything about Shiv Baba, but they got a vision at home, and that you go to such and such a place. Such experiences are also there. So it is Baba who does. He utilizes us. Why Baba says, children, you have always to be in your perfect and complete form. Supposing I'm in a state of disturbance, I'm getting upset, then Baba says, if I want to give your vision, what kind of vision will that be? So I have to be constantly attentive on keeping myself in a good state so that Baba is able to utilize me for giving vision to other souls.
And do you have this experience yourself of your light reaching others in the world? And do you feel that there is a touching that is happening?
Philippa, I don't worry much. I don't worry much about it. So I know, but I do feel that when you do your duty, not only duty, but with love, you served humanity with love, that I'm just vibrating, just sending out good vibes. How do you send light? There's no light as such. There's no light as such. But it is the vibrations. What kind of vibration am I emitting? I always nowadays say people make use of perfumes, people make use of other things to look okay, to feel, to be felt okay. How about the soul? What kind of feelings am I giving? What kind of vibrations am I giving? When someone comes in my contact, how does she or he feel? There we have to give attention. So this is what Baba wants us to do.
Baba talks about having complete purity in thoughts, words, and actions, and also complete purity even in our dreams. And for each of us, this is a real signal that we know the soul is reaching a state of purity when our dreams are very calm, very peaceful, very pure. And I wonder what we're doing when we're asleep. Do you think we are still putting our pure vibration into the world? And I ask this because I remember sometimes with Daddy Janki, who stayed for 40 years in London, she would be asleep sometimes and people would come and wake her and she would say, no, I haven't finished my dream yet. I still need to do something through my dream. Of what I don't know, but this idea that even when we're asleep, the work continues of spreading light into the world.
Yes, very true. Baba, right from the beginning of Yajna, he taught children what kind of sleep they should have. And if you remember, Baba used to go around in the night in front of every child and say good night. At times, children would go to sleep, but then Baba would stand, give drishti, and if the child was in good state of sleep, sato guni, the child will immediately wake up. But if the child was in deep kind of, Baba used to say, it is not very satoguni sleep. So satoguni sleep becomes the means where you are emitting good vibration. And while talking to you, this appears in we have sleeping Buddha. sleeping Buddha is being worshipped, and then some other deities also worshipped while sleeping. Why while sleeping? It must have been this point of Baba, that in your sleep also you must be pure. Some children sleep as though just a flower is kept, like Mama. Mama used to sleep, and there never used to be any disturbance in her sleep. If she got up in the morning, you will find her bed sheet to be the same plain, no wrinkles at all. So this shows the state of mind of the soul was good. So in sleep also, when we have good day throughout the day, we have kept attention, and we have given our account, cleared it in the night, and then remembered Baba and gone to sleep. This kind of sleep can also become, once Baba talked about this as night travel, Avyakt Bapdada, that Baba can make use of this state. Baba can make use of the soul for the purpose of giving visions, etc. So sleep also has to be made very, very satoguni.
That's such a lovely point to draw our conversation to a close. This idea that we become so aligned with the purity of light, the light of purity, that we're not only transforming our lives, but we can shine a light out into the whole world, even in our sleep. And I'm aware that tomorrow is Krishna Janmashtami, the celebration of the birth of Krishna, which in a way is the birth of the light of purity entering into the world. So this time of year is filled with the blessings of purity through Raksha Bandhan and the birth of light returning in the world through the birth of Krishna. So it's a very blessed and special time. And I feel really blessed that you have shared your light with us today. And Asha Didi, I wonder if before we let you go, you could share with us a meditation in which you talk us through this experience of connecting with our own light and how we can radiate and shine that out into the world beyond where we're sitting. That would be lovely.
Okay. For a few minutes, let us experience our true self, which is totally pure. Purity is the gift of God to me. It is my birthright. It is my nature. I'm a being. Point of life. Totally pure. Free of negativity. Free of wastage. Free of ordinary thought. I am a powerful, pure soul. I am the child of the Supreme Father, the ocean of purity. Being in his company, purifies me. I imbibe the vibrations of purity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you so much, Didi, for sharing this beautiful explanation that in the company of the Supreme Soul, the Purifier, we are able to experience our highest purity and divinity. And so how, when we meditate and be in God's company, we are able to remove our impurity and experience the true quality of peace and purity and all other qualities. And so I really thank you very much for sharing these gems. Sister Philippa, thank you so much for asking these questions so that we could also understand the depth of purity which Didi shared with us. And so thank you, Didi, for being with us, especially in person. And Philippa, when we feel you very much present here, and the time will come that you will be here in Dallas and taking this interview and dialogue. So thank you very much, everyone. Our hall is full here today in Taposadam retreat place, and they're also on Zoom line, and there are many who will be listening to this recording on our YouTube. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.